all their hearts. In Srimad Bhagavatam 2.9.33, the Lord also says, Aham evasam evagram. Only I existed before the creation. This is confirmed in the Brahmanda Purana as follows. Smritir avyaya dhanena prakritim iti stiti ubhayatmaka ubhayatmaka stutitvad vasudeva parapuman prakriti purushas-cheti sabder eko bhidiyate. To generate the universe, the Lord acts indirectly as the Purusha and directly as the Prakriti. Because both energies emanate from Lord Vasudev, the all-pervasive Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is known as both Prakriti and Purusha. Therefore, Vasudev is the cause of everything, Sarva Karana Karanam. वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीर धारी कृपाम्बुदीर्य तमहं प्रपद्ये मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणम् वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So we continue with our study, the appearance of the demon Ritasura, and we'll see more how the pastime unfolds. And further on, chapter 11, Transcendental qualities of Ritasura. It's amazing, like this is Srimad Bhagavatam, wherein Sri Ritasura is being discussed. But for now, we continue. So here, the demigods are continuing with their prayers towards Lord Vishnu, towards Lord Sri Krishna for shelter, for protection, because they were anyways kind of abandoned. They were anyways made to leave from their heavenly planets and were occupied by the demons. And the demigods are seeking shelter of Lord Vishnu. They built this Narayan Kavach shield protector, and now they are seeking shelter from Lord Vishnu for protection so that they could be reinstated to their position and continue with their service, with their affairs, with the cosmic manifestation and all their affairs. There's a slight catch. I'll try to continue from like what we discussed previously. I'll try to in line with pastime, how is it unfolding. There's a slight catch, or perhaps a big catch, in the prayers offered by the demigods. See, there are many places in Bhagavatam where demigods are offering prayers to Lord Shri Krishna. Then there are places where Kunti Maharani, not funnily, should I say this thing? Which one is the first tuti, the first hymns, the first prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam? Yes, yes. Prayers of Queen Kunti. That's the first prayers, the first prayers in Stuti hymns in Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srila Prabhupada in his classes, if we see, he spoke a lot on the prayers of Queen Kunti. He delivered so many classes on the prayers of Queen Kunti. He loved the prayers of Queen Kunti. So such is Srimad Bhagavatam, where women are glorified to this extent and beyond and beyond. We cannot, really we need lots and lots of blessings to understand the position of Queen Kunti, a queen, and her prayers and like that. So we see in Srimad Bhagavatam, Queen Kunti prayers to Lord Krishna. Then Bhishma Dev's stuti comes along, and furthermore, stuti and stuti, so much Prahlad Maharaj and others we see offering prayers. In fact, like this in this purport, this Srimad Bhagavatam shloka 2933 Aham Evasa Evagra. So we understand this is the Bij shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. 2933 to 36, we know this is the Bij shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. And again, Acharyas and devotees mention that further on, the prayers of Ritasura, they are also like the Bij shlokas in Srimad Bhagavatam. Somewhere it is said the Ritasura will also offer a stuti, and they also like the same mood or such an elevated mood. So speaking of mood, there's a difference between the mood of the demigods' prayers and the mood of the prayers of devotees. And Srimad Bhagavatam deals with pure devotees, pure devotional service. Any points if you would like to please share? What could be the difference? Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, so the demigods in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the prayers of the demigods are usually prayers. Yeah, the prayers of the demigods are usually prayers for protection or for assistance in their battles with the demons. And sometimes the demigods also just offer prayers of appreciation for Krishna's appearance, like in the second chapter of the 10th canto, prayers to Krishna in the womb. But that's when the demigods are in a group, or sometimes when some of the demigods are by themselves, like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, then their prayers are more like devotional prayers. Because, whereas the prayers of the devotees, including Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Prahlad, and Kunti Devi, then they're not asking for anything, any material benediction. In fact, Kunti Devi is asking that all of her opulences will be removed so that she can just completely bring her attention on Krishna. So, yeah, the devotees are asking to be engaged in pure devotional service.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, we see throughout the prayers of demigods seeking by and large shelter and protection. How I understand the prayers of demigods is like Krishna kindly help, Krishna helps, thank you very much, see you soon. Nice meeting you. See you later or see you soon. And this is the most heinous thing if we can offer to Krishna. Telling Krishna, see you soon or see you later. Thank you very much for your intervention. Thank you very much for helping me. It was very nice meeting you. It was very nice knowing you. And off we go. I mean, generally, this is what, and this is exactly as what Javadvasi Prabhu said. Kunti Maharani. Vipada Santuta Shashwat. She's asking for Vipada, for troubles, and Shashwat throughout. She's asking for troubles throughout. Why? Because in those troubles, Govinda, I can see you. I can see your beautiful smiling face. I can take shelter of you. I cannot miss you out. And who is asking this? A queen. That's the position, Queen Kunti. And another so much lofty prayers. She's the one who knows Krishna. If we see Kunti Maharani's prayers and stutis, how she's glorifying Lord Shri Krishna. So by and large, demigod's prayers is like, yeah, it was nice meeting you. Thank you. You were slightly late, maybe. They might be thinking. And Krishna likes creating some hype. So you created a good, intense, good moment, good hype and all. But glad you came. Glad you came. And thank you very much for helping us out. That's sort of the mood by and large. So this is a very heinous. Okay, sorry. Sure, sure. Shishikorantai Mayapur Sashiki Jam. So this is not a very elevated stage. This is not a very elevated expression of offering one sentiment or towards a pure loving devotional service. Likewise, and how we understand, right? Krishna says, "Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stateva bhajamiham." So there's a reciprocation between Krishna and his devotees and his living entities. So uh, the very for a devotee, a sadhaka, a practitioner, it will be very difficult to hear and bear if when Krishna say, suppose Krishna says this thing that okay, now you are on your own. I did what I wanted to do, and now you are on your own. And this is why we see like various sections in Srimad Bhagavatam where the demigods and the relationship Krishna share with demigods is of a different nature, a different mood. And the relationship Krishna shares with Kunti Maharani, Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, and all, it's completely a different mood. It's completely different. Krishna, Prahlad Maharaj, Lord Nrsimhadev never said like, okay, now you are on your own. Prahlad Maharaj also never gave such an opportunity to Lord Nrsimhadev to say in any of his offerings that he be receiving this message from Krishna, say that okay, you are on your own, sort of thing. And that would be the very for a practicing devotee, that would be a very difficult state, difficult thing to experience or want. No, likewise, we should never aspire or want for something in our practice, in our offering, what we do, how we do, and all that. Wherein Krishna is thinking, okay, maybe on your own. We know from devotees share this pastime. Don't remember exact, but Krishna was in Dwarka with Mother Rukmini, and they were having lunch or some prasadam, and there was this devotee of Krishna who was in trouble, who was asking for help. He was possibly living in a forest doing some meditation, and the tiger head was approaching. So Mother Rukmini asked, like, why are you not having your lunch peacefully? Something going in your mind. So Krishna says, like, yes, there is that devotee of mine and he's in trouble and he's calling me. I want to go and attend him. I want to go and see him. And then Krishna was also like back and forth, going, not going, going, not going. So, and then finally Krishna settled and said, okay, he continued with his prasada meeting. So Rukmini asked, what happened then? Well, no, that devotee, he figured it out. He actually saw a big stick and some fire. So he figured it out how to protect himself. And then he was no more calling me. He was no more wanting me. So I said, okay, fine. He was comfortable on his own. And such a state we wouldn't want. Such a state we wouldn't want. Also, we see like Mahaprabhu's prayers, Sishtastkam, beautiful prayers, beautiful, all to bring about this mood of loving, pure devotional service amongst us practicing devotees. And continuing like what we were trying to discuss say previously, or with that, like the world by and large, uh, finds or has found its attraction in distraction. And distraction meaning something which is temporary, something which is asat. We can do the maths maybe later on, what percentage of population say, and nicely settled, easily settled. There are some questions around it, but those again questions, complaints are there. People have found there attraction in distraction. And yes, there's still questions around that, but that questions are also where to uh, to make comfortable ahar nidra bhay maithun, for the bodily comforts only. Only the if at all the unsettlement, it is towards that only. So that is ignorance. That is not knowledge. That is ignorance. To find one's attraction in distraction, and this can be seen, right? I don't think so. We need a bit of a research on this. I don't think so. We need to set up a committee or something. By the workings of the world, by the result, by the outcomes, with this wars, famine, drought, and so much of stress and things and all, health condition and all, we can see that somewhere we have lost the missing link, or there's some missing link which is missing. So people by and large have found the shelter, attraction, something distraction. That is ignorance. And knowledge is what? To finding, to knowing actually that, oh my God, I'm I'm addicted to something which is not good for me. As in, I'm addicted to too much shopping. Could be I'm addicted to too much of drinking. I'm addicted to too much of outside eating. I'm addicted to too much of something which is people can realize is not good for our uh, mental well-being, physical well-being, overall well-being. So then changes making some changes in one's life. Okay, maybe I should wake up early, I should enroll myself for this class, that class, this activity. So this is like coming on the platform of knowledge, knowing that I am distracted somewhere and it's not good, and let me do something about it. And Srimad Bhagavatam wants to pull us completely from duality, and is there to help us develop our attraction in the supreme attractive, no, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, the source of all attraction. That is Srimad Bhagavatam, and that is the message Srimad Bhagavatam. And Krishna, through his pastimes, like in here in the translation, it says, he especially appears as Lord Krishna and Lord Balram. So, and what in human like form. So, Krishna and Lord Ram, Lord Krishna. Krishna is anything but human. Anything but human. So, appears in human like form and thus pastimes to attract our attention. But again, from Sishtastakam we see Durdevam, in Mahaprabhu says, like in the mood of a sadhaka, or these prayers what Mahaprabhu left us only with 8 verses which cover up everything. So Mahaprabhu says, like, there's no hard fast rule in the process of chanting. But the only unfortunate is that I have not found my refuge, I have not found my shelter, I have not found my attraction solely in it. That is the problem. Maybe I ask this. Sometimes it is observed, right? It is seen that devotees struggle to stay awake in japa. And so, what could be the solution for staying awake in japa? Any thoughts, please? Getting enough rest. Getting adequate enough amount of rest. Nice. Yes, bro.
There are always ways to stay awake. There are always ways to stay awake if you really want to stay awake.
Okay, sure. So doing whatever is necessary, and to stay awake. Yes, bro.
I think before even that, you have to be aware that you're falling asleep. That's like a half a battle, because from what I've seen, most of the devotees who fall asleep, they're not really aware that they are.
True. Very, very true. Very, very true. So being aware or knowing when Maya is actually kicked in, and then when the neck is going down, say, and protecting that time. So yeah. Any other thoughts or anything?
Having an actual taste and relish for the name. so that we don't have the thought of falling asleep is somewhat distasteful.
Sure. Developing that taste for japa, for the holy name, and by having that desire, that interest, intensity will come about, and then we can be more determined to not fall asleep and prepare ourselves. Thank you. Mataji, you say?
So I think it helps to stand up and walk, and also chant loud enough to that the sound vibrates in our head. You know, like we see when we hear Srila Prabhupada chanting, he's really chanting from the belly. You know, it's like really vibrating. So it's different to just do Hare Krishna like this. Really, like from, if you really want Krishna to hear you, you know, you should really chant. Also, like physically, our voice should have some intensity, and yeah, I think it's important because some devotees chant really, really softly, and you know, we can't even hear them. And I mean, maybe it's okay for them, but I find that it's very helpful to chant loud enough. And especially Chandamuni Maharaj, she was saying that when the mind is disturbed, is quite disturbed, and the mind is loud, then your voice should be louder, you know, to shut off the mind. And when the mind is quiet, then you can also chant more quietly. But so it depends.
Thank
on
you.
the mind.
Yeah, walking, and loudly chanting, and yeah, the mind rules over the voice. Actually, the mind will rule, and the mind rules over the voice. The mind rules over the actions as well. So there we know there are ways like walking up and down, and to stay awake, maybe taking adequate rest, also looking into one's prasadam intake, and being aware that if I'm falling asleep, or sitting in front of close to a devotee whose japa is quite good, and also that maybe I can keep myself a bit active. And there are many other ways by which we can be more awake in japa. And what does this word slumber mean? Yes, Panchatattva Prabhu?
Like a deep rest, almost like hibernation, it reminds me of.
Yeah. Slumber, deep sleep, right? Deep sleep. It means opposite. It's a restful sleep. Okay. Not deep sleep. Okay, so we settle down at sleep. No. I think so slumber, okay, to sleep lightly, doze. Sleep is there, okay, one is in sleep. And one of the practical, again, a devotee told me that these are all practical. He said the most practical is we should pray to Mahaprabhu. We should pray to Mahaprabhu. And what should we pray? Ai Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddhav Kripaya Tava Pad Pankaja Stuta Stuli Dhiti Sadam Vichintayam Ai Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram. Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. And one should pray that I'm wanting to be a servant. And Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddhav. So fallen somehow or other into this what bhavam buddham, right? So into this cycle of material existence and so much of sense gratification or attraction towards matter and all, or in deep sleep or in sleep in japa, and kindly help. So this is our shelter. This is the prayers. Rest other things are very helpful. They are very very helpful, and they will definitely help. But the clue, the real essence, the real foundation, the real base is like dependence on Mahaprabhu and wanting to be in that loving relationship, uh, understanding what Krishna consciousness is. Why do we practice Krishna consciousness and Srimad Bhagavatam and this? So the prayers are very very powerful, very very powerful, and then the mood will come about, and the subtle has to be worked upon. Once the subtle is very worked upon, then we will get the intelligence to sleep as well in time, adequate rest, and prasadam intake, and doing whatever is necessary to keep our japa alive, to keep our Krishna consciousness very alive, awake, and in that proper mood. So this prayer, throughout other prayers from Shishtashkam, Bhagavatam, and other places, they could be sung actually and called out, and to how to build that mood, how to build that understanding. And overall every problem or solution is also this: because of lack of sambandha, because of lack of sambandha, vidya is not proper. Sambandha is in because of not knowing my identity, as in the sense I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. That's good, that's knowledge, but that's not transcendental knowledge. I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. What do we do? Where is Krishna in the equation as such? To consider oneself as body is like in ignorance. To consider that I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul is knowledge. But to consider Mahaprabhu's teachings, to live by it, to understand Das Dasanudas, this is complete non-sectarian, is it not? Nam vipro na cha narapatir, napi vaishyo na shudro, nam varni na cha grihapatir, na vanasto yatirva. किंतु प्रोदया निखिला परमानंद पूर्णामृता अब्धे गोपी भरत पद कमल और दास दास अनुदास. Complete non-sectarian and open for everyone, very universal. And this is where real taste, real success, real joy, real happiness is. So growing in our consciousness, growing in our understanding of Krishna consciousness, like Arjuna, he was struggling to fight in Bhagavad Gita because the why thing was not settled. Why do I fight? Why? This why is it could be a very troubling question. So much so, why do I exist? Why all this why? This thing. And maybe should I take this opportunity to, again, what this may be a bit strong. I don't know how it would come, but I don't know. And even I'm trying to. I mean, mine is everything in practice, to be honest. But it is kindness of Raghunath Prabhu and devotees. They encourage me and they're helping me understand Krishna consciousness. One devotee once mentioned me like this: why is the problem? And so why is it? Because mind is not controlled. Okay, that is one thing. Even further, if we see, mind is not controlled. This is why I'm not a devotee. I'm not practicing the way I should be practicing and all. And then further on, mind is not controlled. And even further, like, why? Because I do not love myself. If I loved myself, I would have loved Krishna genuinely. This is Prahlad Maharaj's teaching. He says, so this why? Why? Because I do not love Krishna. And then the answer for every why, any why. Why do you go to Tesco to get potato? Because I love Krishna. Because I love Krishna. Why do you go to York? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Why? Because this, so our cause, the cause has to be driven by love only. If we are driven by the cause of love, what would be the effect? Nothing less than love. And this is what in this purport or shloka, Krishna creating this universe and the cause and effect, na Purusha, Prakriti, out of love. Whatever Krishna does out of love. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So I'm kind of wondering, like in my state where I've not realized any form of love of Krishna, then like, would it be false to kind of, why do I go to Tesco? Because I love Krishna. Like, I don't necessarily feel that, but can I try to emulate that, or is that just going to come about naturally, or maybe both?
Good question. At least we are in knowledge or in realistic that I do not love Krishna. I have not yet developed that love for Krishna. That doesn't mean I do not have any sentiment, affection, and all. That is definitely there. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting here. But what the message of Bhagavatam is. So, and like you were saying, then should I? No. So, in Mahaprabhu's teachings, we see mithya अपवाद वचसा भी अभिमान सिद्धि. Mithya apavad vachasa bhi abhimana siddhi. Mithya false and apavad like rumor. So even falsely saying or thinking or claiming, acknowledging or claiming that I'm a devotee of Krishna, I'm a devotee of Krishna, I'm a devotee of Krishna. I love Krishna, I love Krishna, I love Krishna. Krishna will make us fall in love with him. To yes, Mataji. Thank you. Yes, bro.
So Srila Prabhupada gives the example that when two people get married, they don't really know each other very, very well. Sometimes it's an arranged marriage and things like that. There may not be love in the beginning, but because they actually do their duty and the wife serves the husband and the husband serves the wife very dutifully, and gradually as time goes on, that love will develop, and the love will become grateful as time goes on. He also says that we need to be patient because when people get married, immediately the wife may want a baby, but it's not going to come tomorrow or the day after. That's going to take time, so we have to understand that that's how love also develops. We can't be overly eagerly just in patience and just go through the process.
If in a fortnight, if I attain Krishna Prema, then within a week I will leave it as well. If I attain it within a fortnight, within 2 weeks, if I attain Krishna Prem, then within 1 week I will leave it as well. Because my human tendency is, oh no, I want something else, something more, something, I'm through it. This is why like nature, so much fascinating to find our absorption, attachment in Krishna, to see the workings of Krishna. But me being in my human consciousness, everything looks very simple and just what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Because I'm so puffed up in my own false ego. So Mahaprabhu's teachings is mithya vada vachasabi abhimana siddhi, and this is what happened, like we see in devotees' life as well and all. Just to end with this, or if there are any final thoughts or comments, but see, one mantra maybe we can use in japa to keep ourselves awake as well, or maybe if it helps in japa. How about if we say in japa while chanting, Krishna, I am going to forget you. Krishna, I am going to forget you. Krishna, I am going to forget you. If we say like this, Krishna, I am going to forget you, and then we go anywhere, do you think we will forget? If we constantly say ourselves, okay, I'm going to supermarket, Krishna, I'm going to forget you. Krishna, I'm going to forget you. If Krishna, I'm going to forget you, Krishna, then we will remember that, okay, oh, I was going to forget Krishna. Krishna, I'm going to forget you, Krishna. So, Bhagavatam, the message, the devotees, Krishna consciousness overall, from directly, indirectly, again, it comes in the Chatur Shloki Bhagavatam. In every way, Krishna is there to help us out, to give us pure love of Godhead, provided we are taking devotee association the way devotee association should be taken. Casual devotee association is never good. We should never take casual devotee association in the sense, and also never give also casual devotee association. It's all a path of progress, all a path of excellence. Thank you very much for your patient listening and encouragement. Yes, Prabhu. Casual devotee association as in, say, might be honoring prasadam and like that, but then oh, Mangal Aarti, I need to go for, yeah, it's tough waking up early. I understand it's very difficult and all. So somewhere where I struggle to find a more opening and more solution, more attraction and more understanding or towards practicing Krishna consciousness. That way is where, oh, oh, book distribution, yeah, marathon is coming. Oh, yeah, it's very daunting going out in books and in cold weather, and it's very difficult. People don't stop, and how do you? So that's sort of wherein, yeah, we are associating with devotees, but not finding much groove or potential to further move on, that sort of thing, something on those lines, wherein you cannot deny that devotee association is not there, but we are not able to grow ourselves, and also we are not able to present or represent Krishna consciousness in that sense, if that's somewhat. Thank you very much. Sorry for running over time. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran ki Jai Gaur Premanandi.